Good evening. May I help you? Oh, you received my invitation. Wonderful. I'm glad it got to you safely. I am the lady of the manor and of the land. It's a pleasure to meet the new farmer in my lands. Come in, please, out of the rain and safe inside. Tell me, I hope your journey here wasn't too troubling? Oh, yes. The countryside roads can be tricky, especially in weather like this. We've been meaning to fix those old roads. Unfortunately, the time seems to slip away from me nowadays. I am so glad you decided to join me this evening. Receiving an invitation to the lord or lady's manor can be rather intimidating, one might say. However, I love having guests, and I'm sure I'll like having you here as well. Care to join me in the parlor? I was enjoying a drink by the fire before you arrived. Would you care for some? It's all right. I take no offense, my sweet. We all have our preferred taste. I myself am a lover of well-aged, deep red, sweet wine. I should wait till after dessert to enjoy a glass such as this. But I can't help myself sometimes. I have a bit of a sweet tooth, as you'll learn. You remind me a little bit of a delightful vintage wine I had the other night, full of potential and, so intoxicating. Dinner should be ready soon. Why don't you tell me a bit about yourself while we wait? What interests you in building a farm here in my lands? Oh, sweetie, you are not in trouble by any means. If anything, I'm glad you have chosen our quiet little village. I'm sure a farmer like you will help the economy here in no time. Now, back to my question. What interests you in these lands? A new life. And the land was an old family member's. Oh, of course. I can understand that. Moving to a new place can do that for you, for sure. Especially in a place far away from most big towns or cities. City lights can be truly mesmerizing, can't they? Whether it is the glow of the skyscrapers, the twinkling of streetlights, or the reflection on the water. There's something enchanting about the city at night. Oh yes, I've had my fair share of city nightlife. I was quite the night owl at one point in my life. Still am in a way. However, now I enjoy the quiet life here. It can get rather annoying when there are so many people around. Here, we know each other. There's a sense of community, trust even. Some of us have known families that have been here for centuries. Generations, I mean. They trust me as their lady, my family, and I trust them. They may seem shy at first. I'm sure you have noticed. But that is only because we don't get many new phrases. I'm sure after a while they'll want to know everything about you. They can be curious like that, and I can hardly blame them. I'm rather curious myself. Oh, dinner should be ready by now. Follow me, please. I promise this evening will be unforgettable. Oh, what a luxurious feast. Though I must admit, I prefer my meals a bit more on the rare side. I do hope you are not afraid of a little risk when it comes to that. It makes the meal so much more exciting in a way. Traditional dishes were made for this evening's dinner. Isn't this meal just to die for? I hope you're hungry for more than just food after tonight. Every dish has a story. Maybe one day I'll share the dark tales that come with them. Isn't it fascinating how something so delightful can have an edge of danger? So be careful, my sweet. Savoring the flavors might lead to an insatiable appetite for more than just food. Every bite leaving you craving more. It's all part of the allure of my hospitality. I do enjoy a good mystery. Each guest who dines with me adds a unique flavor to the evening, don't you think? You can do the same things over and over again, but you spend it with someone else, and it makes it feel somewhat of a different experience. I do love a good dinner party. Just the right mix of guests, the atmosphere in the room, the music and the wine. It's enough to leave you swooning. Let's raise a glass, shall we? to new experiences, a eventful evening, and a prosperous future for your farm. What's the matter, sweetie? Looks like you have something on your mind. Are you scared of something? It is a gloomy night, and the ambience is set for it. The lands are full of stories of myths and legends, monstrous tales of things crawling through the night and preying upon poor, weary souls. I'm hoping that this doesn't scare you, sweetie. It's not the dark that you should be nervous of. It's what lurks in the dark you should be wary of. Do you believe in the tall tales? Monsters, creatures, and whatnot? The supernatural can be a topic some may not favor. I, however, do favor it. It really makes the mind wonder on what could be out there, hiding from most, even hiding in plain sight. Does that not grab your curiosity, sweetie? It really makes you wonder about the secrets of the world. How much does it hide from us and from those who came across them? Do people truly believe them? Or are they just all drunk madman tales? Or stories to frighten children into staying indoors at night or to behave? If not, the unknown will come and take them away, never to be seen again. I can see you starting to find this interesting, sweetie. Has my rant about the unknown piqued your interest? I can see it in your eyes, the way your eyes go wide, and your pulse is quickening, along with your breath. Curious, aren't we, sweetie? Don't be shy. There's nothing wrong with being curious about the unknown. That's why it's called the unknown. It really does get the blood running. Just thinking about the possibilities of the unknown creatures being real, but hiding in plain sight. Or just tales to scare children. Who knows? You can't tell if some tales are true or false. But let me tell you, sweetie, there's always a little bit of truth in every legend. It's alright, sweetie. It's just the thunder. You're safe here with me. I always enjoyed listening to and watching the thunder. I always found it relaxing to the mind and soul. reminds me of watching a powerful performance. Who knows? You might just like it also. I'm curious, what do you think about vampires? It's the oldest tales in these lands, and everyone seems to have their own tales about them, or running into one. I'm guessing you never had your own encounter. Consider yourself lucky. But I assume you heard of some of the stories, have you not? Yes, Dracula and Twilight are the most famous ones, and quite mediocre if you ask me. However, I blame Hollywood for that. They can never get things right. I can understand with the sun, but mirrors, really, come on now. To me, it sounds like someone just pulled that out of their back pocket and didn't do any research. Well, it shows the lack of knowledge in studies. Do you know why there were stories about vampires not being seen in mirrors? It's because a long time ago, mirrors were made with silver in the back of them as the reflective material. However, you could use anything if you shine it enough. I've seen castles that have used gold instead. In fact, let me tell you a little story. An old friend of mine purposely had mirrors in his castle made so that when his guests saw the reflection, they were warped, and they themselves looked ugly and monstrous. Throughout the night, you would hear screams from people, and it brought him nothing but joy. You see, he was very wealthy. However, everyone was so grotesque by his appearance that they made fun of him. He then decided to decorate his home with monstrous statues to scare off anyone. In this story, the people turn the man into a monster, so he chose to become one. Sometimes we create our own monsters when they are not originally monsters to begin with. When you think about it, monsters are not born a monster, but created. Any soul hurt, tormented, even beaten and battered will have a breaking point. They wanted a monster, and that's exactly what they received. A monster. In the shadows of our past, the line blurs between protector and predator. After all, what is a monster but a reflection of our fears and even desires? We all wear masks, so to speak. Wouldn't you agree? Some are simply more revealing than others. Where does the line end with victim or villain? Isn't it fascinating how external forces can shape and distort even the purest of souls? Sometimes the line between monster and victim blurs beyond recognition. I sound like I speak from experience. Sweetie, there are a lot of things I could tell you from my experiences. Would you like me to tell you a few? I knew you would be interested, my sweet. I see you have enjoyed our little chat. And the meal? Was everything to your liking? It was wonderful. Ah, I'm so glad. I will let my kitchen know you enjoyed every bite. Can I interest you in a small dessert, then? It's my favorite part of the meal, and I made these myself, so I hope you enjoy them. Yes, cookies. My signature bleeding dark chocolate cookies. Before you ask, no, they are not burnt. I just use a little bit of dark, bitter cocoa powder when making them. And when you break them open, the bleeding part happens. They are filled with a strawberry cheesecake type center that bleeds out when you bite into them. Please, my sweet, have as many as you would like. I love my meals to end on a sweet, sweet note. A little sweetness at the end of the evening always makes a perfect closing. Don't you agree? With the night settling in, I wouldn't want you to head out into the night, especially in weather such as this. Something might happen to you. I couldn't live with myself if that happened. Why don't you stay the night? There are plenty of rooms here, all with inviting beds, nice and warm, cozy fireplaces to lull you to sleep. Consider it a small way of expressing gratitude for joining me for dinner this evening. After all, it's dangerous to venture out into the night unguarded. Who knows what creatures lurk in the dark, waiting to make dinner out of you. Forgive me, but you have a little something on your face. Allow me. You know, it's not just the cookies that can be sweet. It's all about taking care of those moments that need a touch of tenderness. I enjoy taking care of my guests and looking after them, especially one as sweet as you. Don't worry, my sweet. I'll be gentle with you, and I'll make sure to clean you up nicely before saying goodnight. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you can be first to know when I put out new videos. If you want to help me make more videos and are 18 plus, you can support me on Patreon. Just click on the links in the description below. And once you're part of my Patreon family, you will get cool stuff in return, like exclusive pictures, access to my Discord server, and exclusive not safe for work audios. So go check it out. And don't forget to follow me on all my socials to see what I'm doing. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you.